Can you hear me? Reverend Ezra, you're still on the line. You have 1 more minute to go.
Brothers and sisters, it's now 5 a.m.
Yes, it's 5 a.m. and I'm here in the cultural hall. Let's all rise. Today is May the 12th, 2014, here at Washington Family Church, National Cathedral. Let's begin our Hoon Dok by offering one standing bow to our beloved true parents. 하나님과 정품을 매 성기대패 흉배 바로 our most beloved heavenly parents. Today, Monday, here at Washington Family Church, we pray that today we will be inspired and really be encouraged to not only witness but also bring more and more of our friends to your presence. We pray that most of the brothers and sisters all over the world will be encouraged to share the blessing that they have gotten from our true parents. And we pray for the true family, that they'll be protected from all harm. We pray also for the prosperity, the good health, and we pray for a true mother here on earth and a true father in heaven. We pray for the rest of the leaders, especially the ones that are now assigned to Chongpyeong, where the Chungcheonggong is their palace, where the World Mission headquarters was moved already on May the 10th by our true mother. We pray that all the world missions will emanate from there, starting that day, and even today there are many marching orders for many people that are being assigned all over the world. We pray for the world missions headquarters, and we pray for our world headquarters also in Seoul, Korea, with the UPF chairman, Sir Chung Shik-yang, and all the international vice presidents, like Reverend Thomas Wang and his staff and his family. We pray that they can see our results from last Sunday's activity, our donations and tithes, and the number of people who came to the church. We pray that we can always report that through our national headquarters, and we pray as well for all the continental leaders all over the world, especially here in North America and the Caribbean. We pray for Archbishop Hyun Kim and his family, and we pray that he will reach his goals this month and this year and the years to come for 2020. We pray that he can bring more and more people from the Caribbean and here in North America to the reunification of Korea in the year 2020. We pray also as well for all the national presidents of our Family Federation for World Peace and Unification headquarters in each country all over the world. We pray that they will always be victorious and reach their goals, and we pray for our president of our Unification Church here in America, Dr. and Reverend Michael Balton, and his staff and his family. We pray as well for the ACLC, the American Clergy Leadership Conference. The chairman is based here in Washington, D.C., Reverend Archbishop Augustus Stallings and his wife and his children. We pray for his success with the vice chairman, Reverend Tom Cutts, and many others. We pray as well for all the regions and districts all over the world, especially here in District 1. We pray for our district leader, Reverend Ernest and Keiko Patton. We pray that they can reach their goals, and we pray that we can always coordinate with them in many activities. And we pray for all the center leaders and pastors of our churches and centers all over the world. We pray, especially here in the Mid-Atlantic area, we pray for Reverend Akira Ota in Norfolk, Virginia, and we pray for Father Adrian Bai from Richmond, Virginia, and we pray for Reverend James Stewart and his wife Aditili in Tulsa, Maryland, and here in the Beltway. We pray for Miss LeJune in Northern Virginia, and we pray for the Maryland area under our Reverend Milton Stephens and his wife, and all the CARP members there, and the other co-pastors like Ms. Jones, and many others. We pray that they will reach or even surpass their goals there, and they contribute much to the district. And we pray for our pastor here at Washington Family Church. We pray for Reverend Zachary Oliver and his wife Fumisan and Dorbiana. We pray for prosperity, for good health and protection of all our first and second generation, and the couples themselves and their children, the second generation. We pray that we can always be healed by tuning into our Hoon Dok and connecting with this church every Sunday. And we pray all of this in all our names and in my name, Athanasius Francis, C. Catalan Blessed of Family, Jew, Jew, Jew. Good morning. Today our video is working, so we're live, and also it's being recorded, and we're still reading the world scripture and the teachings of Sun Myung Moon. And now we're on page 65, number 2, natural law. Teachings of Sun Myung Moon. Like it or not, human beings live within a cyclical existence. People grow old and return to their original elements, and new people are born. Through this cycle, humanity develops and increases. We're now on page 66. All things that exist move and function within their limited realm in accordance with the laws of nature that establishes nature's cycles. The 9 planets of the solar system revolve about the sun. Can a planet say, "I will go where I please"? No. It cannot live its orbit. When spring comes, can any animal or plant say, "I refuse to grow"? No. Spring is the time to grow. Summer is the time for plants to become thick with foliage and their flowers to bloom. Then in autumn they must bear fruit. This was from a speech in November 1, 1990. The solar system turns in a great cosmic circle. What is its center? It is love, true love. Therefore, at home we are taught to love and honor our parents, an expression of love called filial piety. We are taught to love our nation. That love is called patriotism. We are taught to love humankind. That is, to love as a saint. In other words, in the various orbits of our life, love should be at the center. When true love takes the center seat, everything else falls into proper place. The right order is created around that eternal and unchanging axis. This was from a speech in June 15, 1986. Just as the laws by which the sun, moon, and stars are created, the way of heaven set up a system of vertical order, so also in the family there is a vertical order extending from the grandparents to parents and children, and likewise a horizontal order formed by the siblings. The laws of heaven and the values or norms of family life correspond. In November 25, 1982. In springtime, the flowers bloom. In summer, the plants grow, and in autumn they bear fruit. Likewise, when you live according to the laws of nature, it is a shortcut to the kingdom of heaven. This was from a speech on February 20, 2004. What is the heavenly law? Have you heard of this religious term? You know what human morals are, but have you heard about heavenly morals? What is the origin of the human morals? Is it the Korean constitution? No. The origin of human morals is the conscience. Human laws today are based on Roman law, and Roman law is the foundation of world culture. However, human morals are based on the conscience. The conscience precedes law. Goodness is the foundation of conscience. When we deviate from goodness and go astray, our conscience tries to correct us. Our concept of goodness sets the standard for our conscience. Hence, a universal society needs the moral law because its members seek a social order that it is in accord with the untainted conscience. Ultimately, the root of human morals is the heavenly law. This was from a speech in August 2, 1970. Human morals are rooted in the heart. Relationships in the family forms another's norms of behavior, social system, thus social order, and such should be rooted in the heart. Human morals begin from parents loving their children. Then, by children loving their parents, they establish a true human relationship. A second true human relationship is established by a husband loving his wife and a wife loving her husband. Love is like the leaven for morality in all its aspects. From a speech in October 29, 1972. Formulas rooted in laws have made possible the development of our technological civilization. Whether a scientific idea can be accepted as law depends on how widely it can be applied in its field. Likewise, in our religious lives, we should not go by blind faith. God always carries out His providence through formulaic laws. So we must understand these formulas. There is a clear formula through the history of the providence of restoration. From the past up to the present, this is one of the most important teachings of the unification principle. This was from a speech in October the 22nd, 1978. You have a new topic on page 67. Reverend Vanessa, you want to read about this? Yeah. The golden rule. So we get live telecast here.
The golden rule. The golden rule is found in the scriptures of nearly every religion. It is often regarded as the most concise and general principle of ethics. Though sometimes called reciprocity, the golden rule is proactive, not reactive. It teaches us to initiate acts of kindness and consideration for the other, not to react to an insult by returning the same. Hence, this is a challenging ethic, requiring considerable moral integrity to practice. There is 3 levels of ethics. First, the negative expression. Do not do to others what you do not want them to do to you. Teaches us to refrain from harming others, as we would not wish to be harmed. Next, the positive form. Whatever you wish that men would do to you, do so to them. Or, you shall love your neighbor as thyself, requires us to consider the other person's needs and feelings and to act towards him or her in a loving manner. Finally, Father Myun teachings elevates the golden rule to his statement of the fundamental principle to live for the sake of others. This ethic calls us to continual act of service and sacrifice. This requires a selfless orientation of character, which ultimately stems from our vertical connection to God and His endless love. Matthew 7:12 reads, "Whatever you wish that men do to you, do so to them." And in Confucianism, we read, this is a difficult word. Second, asked, is there one word that can serve as a principle of conduct for life? Confucius replied, it is the word shu, reciprocity. Do not do to others what you do not want them to do to you. In Leviticus, we read, you shall love thy neighbor as thyself. Leviticus 19 verses 18. Not one of you is a believer until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. This is in Islam, 40 hadith of Anan Nawawi. Then we read, try your best to treat others as you would wish to be treated yourself, and you will find that this is the shortest way to benevolence. This is in Confucianism, a book of Mencius 4, A4. And we read from Hinduism, one should not behave towards others in a way which is disagreeable to oneself. This is the essence of morality. All other activities are due to selfish desire. Mahabharata Anusasana Prava. Then we read in Jainism, in happiness and suffering, in joy and in grief. Regard all creatures as you regard your own self, and do not injure others with that which you would injure yourself. Yogashastra 2:20. This is yoga. Right. Then we read in Buddhism, comparing oneself to others in such terms as, just as I am, so are they. Just as they are, so am I. He should neither kill nor cause others to kill. Sutta Nipata 705. Then we read in African traditional religion, one going to take a pointed stick to pitch a baby bath should first try it on himself to feel how it hurts. Then we read in Quran, give full measure and weight in justice, no burden do we place on any soul but that which it can bear. And if you give your word, do not do it justice, even if a near relative is concerned, and fulfill your obligation before God. Thus does he command you, that you may remember. Verily, this is my straight path. Follow it, and do not follow other paths which will separate you from his path. Thus does he command you, that you may be righteous. Quran 6, 151 to 153. Then we read in Judaism, 7 precepts were commanded to the children of Noah: social law, civil justice, to refrain from blasphemy, idolatry, adultery, bloodshed, robbery, and eating flesh cut from a living animal. Talmud, Sanhedrin 56a. Then we read, you have heard that it was said to the men of old, you shall not kill, and whatever kills shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that everyone who is angry with his brother shall be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother shall be liable to the council, and whoever says, you fool, shall be liable to the hell of fire. You have heard that it was said, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that everyone who commits who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Matthew 5, 21, 22, then 27 to 28. Then we read in Jainism, forgiveness, humility, straightforwardness, purity, truthfulness, self-restraint, austerity, renunciation, non-attachment, and chastity with one's spouse are the 10 duties. Tadvavar Sutra 9 to 6. Then we read in Buddhism, not killing, no longer stealing, forsaking the wives of others, refraining completely from false, divisive, harsh, and senseless speech, forsaking covetousness, harmful intent, and the views of nihilists. These are the 10 white paths of action. Their opposite are black. Nagarjuna, Precious Garland, 8 to 9. Then in Hinduism we continue to read non-violence, truthfulness, not stealing, purity, control of the senses. These, in brief, says Manu, is the dharma for all the 4 castes. Law of Muna 10.63. Then we read, this is a long reading. I think we can stop here on page 70. We can continue tomorrow. So at this point, would there be anyone who would like to share?
Yeah, something that you had mentioned from the Bible
Yes.
about how if a man.
Yeah.
Somebody
Hello?
say
Yes.
You know, may I just, I think you missed 2 pages. I'm sorry. May I say that? I think because I thought, oh, this is Israel 57, you know? And then it went, and then I think 68.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Sorry, I thought that's a different
Yes, you're very right. Yeah, we jumped to, I think we held 2 pages together as we were turning the pages from the golden rule, and we turned 2 pages. So we've read a little bit of something else here, which is the 10 commandments. We turned to page 70. We jumped to page 69, 68 and 69.
Okay, so you picked it up tomorrow.
Sorry, honey.
Yeah, you know, you're right. We should be sorry ourselves. Yeah. We shall align this tomorrow. We shall read again from 68, go through 69, and we don't mind repeating 70 so that we comprehend where we are and bring harmony. Yes, Sister Nita has something to share.
Yeah, well, no, I just wanted to share what you were saying about in the Bible, about what Jesus said. If a man looks at a woman in an unclean, you know, what the exact words are.
Lustfully.
Lustfully.
Yes.
That he has already made her into a whore.
Yeah.
In his heart.
Yes.
And that was 2,000 years ago.
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like because all men are fallen angels and they restore fallen angels because of Father.
Yes.
Right? Because Father has true sperm.
Yes.
That's a fallen nature.
Yes.
You have to be lustful over women.
Yes.
Fallen nature.
Yes.
And so I thought about that. A lot of times when you're out and about and everything and you see how, I think it's natural for the opposite sex to be attracted to one another.
Yes.
But then it's how, when I look at you, I look at my brother.
Yes.
right? That's as far as I'm gonna take it.
Yes.
Then, you know, you're a married man at that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I used to think about that all the time, that how many men are committing, and women, committing sin
Yes.
with their eyes.
Yes.
With their eyes. So, you know, you have to have, the Buddhists talk about self-constraint.
Yes.
You have to control your body and
Body
your
and
spirit.
spirit, yes.
Because your spirit is busy too.
Yes.
You see.
That's right.
That's why you have a spouse. And in the age of the fourth Adam,
Yes.
you know, was this ownership of
Yes.
the sexual organs, right?
Yes. Yes.
Both spiritually and physically. It's a whole new age.
Yes.
So what was all right before that age is not all right now.
No.
It's a violation of heavenly law.
Yes. That's right. You're very right. Yeah. Sister Brother Francis, you can finish.
So Jesus is very aware about even the Mosaic law and adultery, you know. So we are here and we missed the Ten Commandments.
Yes, we read through here, but instead of turning here, we turned.
So we can
turned here. So
the 8 more.
yeah, but I really liked this one said. Although we can repeat this tomorrow. Forgiveness, humility, straightforwardness, purity, truthfulness, self-restraint, austerity, renunciation, non-attachment, and chastity. With one's spouse are the 10 duties. So
forgiveness, humility.
yes, I liked to read that again, and I would like to print this and put in our bedroom.
That's the best place for it.
Right.
Jainism from Tadvarta Sutra 9.6. Yeah, they have something to say also. So any other reflection? So yes, good morning, Eva-san.
Yeah, I thought it was really, Father talks about human morals. Father said, Father said, what is the heavenly law? Have you ever heard of this religious term? We know what human morals are, but have you ever heard of heavenly morals?
Yes.
Then what is the origin of human morals? The origin of human morals is the conscience. And he goes on to say, goodness is the foundation of conscience. When we deviate from goodness, we go astray. Our conscience tries to correct us. Our concept of goodness sets the standard for our conscience. Hence, a universal society needs the moral law because its members seek a social order that is in accord with the untainted conscience. Ultimately, the root of human morals is the heavenly law. And when he goes on to say that human morals are rooted in the heart, relationships in the family, norms of behavior, social systems, the social order are such are rooted in the heart. Human morals begin from parents loving their children, children loving their parents. They establish a true human relationship. The second true human relationship is established by husband and wife, by a husband loving his wife, and wife loving her husband. Love is like the leaven for morality in all aspects. And I thought it was really interesting. You know, Father first talked about, you know, how goodness is the foundation of our conscience. You know, and if we deviate, then, you know, our conscience always puts us back. You know, and also, he also said that human morals are rooted in the heart. You know, I thought that was really, and then love is the leaven, it's like the, you know, like the yeast for morality in all aspects. But this is really, you know, so the conscience is goodness, and also, you know, the heart, the love, you know, especially, you know, talking love in the family, you know, like parents and children, and husband and like Father always says, the family is the school of love, right?
Yes, that's right.
I thought it was really interesting, that goodness is the foundation of our conscience, and the two laws are rooted in the heart. I thought it was really interesting to see that more deeply, explained. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eva-san. Anybody else wants to share about our reading today, the natural law? We have the golden rule, and tomorrow we'll be reading some parts of it and the 10 Commandments. Okay, so if there is none, let's all rise and have unison prayer. Our most beloved Heavenly Parents, we're so thankful about knowing about the natural law and the golden rule, that you don't want others to do it to you. We don't do it to them. We pray that we can really follow our conscience, which is the root of all human morals, and also it's starting from our family, as we learned today. We pray that as we learn today the heavenly morals, we pray that we can really
we need to develop our own,
follow our conscience and make good relationships with our families, our friends, and relatives. We pray, our Heavenly Parents, that we can always be steadfast and we can really do our best to bring all these 7 billion people that True Mother has declared us dying every day, and they never know about true parents. And we're so sorry for that, for those in our area of responsibility here in Washington, D.C., and in our circles of our friends and relatives. They will know about true parents. We pray that they will know about the second coming or the second advent. And it's not only a man, but also a woman. They are true parents who are now the bride and bridegroom who have already made conditions to declare the true parents and the coronation of true parents and God. And we pray, our Heavenly Parents, that we can share this blessing that you have given us to our circle of friends and relatives and nations and this world of 7 billion people. We pray that we will strive more outside of the box and really from our comfort zones by not only doing natural witnessing, but even do many things in our social even media. We pray, our Heavenly Parents, that we can always declare about True Mother, and we just celebrated Mother's Day. We pray that even in the secular world they honor their mothers. We pray that they will find the true mother too, and we pray that we can always bring them to your presence and learn about the divine presence. And we pray for our good ancestors, all absolute good spirits, that they can always guide us, and we choose to do what you wanted us to do at all times. And we pray all of this, Father, in our true friends, in all our names, and in my name, Athanasius Francis Catalan, blessed are those families, our Jews,
to save humanity and to bring your children back to you.
Uri es sonen Togil, Numero beloved true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Good morning to the true children, the true grandchildren, and all our brothers and sisters. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Have a nice Monday or Moon Day. Today is Lunes or Luna Moon in Spanish. So it's our Father's Day today, also Moon Day. So let's spread the word. Let's invite more people to His presence. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane.